Welcome to New Hope Lutheran Church and Pastor Charlie's Toolbox. So today, I want to talk about ladders. And I'm going to do that by doing a comparison. First of all, we have here an ordinary ladder made of wood. Sure, it's kind of old, but it's also cheap, it's lightweight, it's easy to use, and it will reach, let's see how far it'll reach. It reaches 11 feet. Seems to be a pretty good ladder to me. Of course, in order to compare, I have another ladder over here. Now this one seems to be a bit more complicated. On the surface, you might say, boy, is that ever short? But it's kind of cool, actually. First of all, you can take it like this and lock it in and make yourself a step ladder. Now, that seems like a pretty short step ladder, but you can extend it. And you can extend it a lot. Plus, if you don't really like to go up a steep ladder, you can make it a little steep, you know, so it's kind of like a stairway to heaven here. Another neat thing it does is that it folds out into a regular kind of ladder. And this ladder remember the other one went 11 feet? Well, this one feet. So it's got a bit of a height advantage on that old wooden ladder. It's a little heavy though. Now, on the surface, it would seem that the old wooden ladder here, it'd be a better choice. Unfortunately though, it's kind of limited in what it can do. While it is light in weight, it doesn't reach as high as this one will. It won't stand up by itself like a step ladder, and if I'm honest, it's a little bit wiggly. Something else about it is that it doesn't fit into my car either, which means if I have to transport it, I have to tie this thing onto the car somehow. In comparison, the other ladder here, it does so much more. Once you begin exploring the possibilities and see how multi-purpose it is, plus it fits into my car, it's definitely a better choice. When you have one of these, you wonder why you would ever use an old rickety wooden ladder. The thing though is that not everyone's going to try out one of these fancy, complicated ladders. They might complain that it's too heavy, or that it pinches your fingers, which it does on occasion, or that's just too much of a hassle to unfold. even if it might be better once you get used to it. Some people, well, they can't seem to figure that out, or, I don't know, maybe they don't want to. You know, we often look at Jesus' teachings in a similar way. On the surface, following Jesus seems simple. Be nice to people. That seems simple enough. But the further you dig and the more you explore, you may find Jesus' words becoming more and more uncomfortable, like in today's lesson from Mark 10. Penmanship was never my thing, by the way. Here and in other places, Jesus says things that they might make us feel uncomfortable because they point out that we have sinned in some way without even realizing it. And that can feel like an accusation. In this lesson and elsewhere, Jesus is getting complicated. And we might just want to forget Jesus ever said such things. We might ask ourselves, why can't we just stick with an uncomplicated Jesus and be done with it? That's the way we'd like Jesus, uncomplicated. Like our combination ladder, though, if you stick with it, you get so much more out of Jesus' teachings. His words aren't meant to drive us away, but rather to bring us closer to God so that we make better choices in life. While we may feel some of these words are an accusation of sin, it's actually meant to drive us to look for God's forgiveness, because we realize we have sinned, we've done wrong. We need God's forgiveness, and God's forgiveness, when we go to God, it's freely given. Jesus is trying to make us better, to help us make good choices so that our lives can be fuller, richer, and purposeful. Like the ladders, though, the choice here is up to us. Are we willing to explore further and discover the benefits that God wants in our lives? When we answer yes to God, it can take us to new heights.